Good morning, YouTube. Today is Tuesday, April 23, and we're back to a full screen. Welcome back, Tom. And
Thank you.
How was your guys' this weekend?
It's good.
It was good.
Yeah, doing a lot of sleeping, Tommy?
We're trying. We're fighting through it. We have to feed every 2 hours, so mornings are a little bit groggy, to say the least. But we fight through. We make it through. Me and Natalie team up and make it happen. So,
you guys taking turns?
we are taking turns. We're taking turns with some naps. Just trying to make it work. Figure it out. It's difficult, but no one ever tells you all the good things. So I like being a dad.
Awesome. Well, we're happy to have you back. I was sick of staring at Anthony for the whole week you were gone. So welcome.
Won't blame you.
We'll have to get TJ on here the next couple of weeks, maybe a guest appearance.
Yeah. He's not taking any shows yet, but I'm sure we could sign him.
Understood. Awesome. So we're going to continue our talk about home affordability. It is the number one thought on everyone's mind. If I want to buy a home, how do I get into it? I can afford the monthly payment. I'm good with that. I understand how it works. It's just some folks can't come up with that down payment. And we know there's plenty of low down payment programs, right? You can get 3% down conventional, 3.5% down FHA, 0% VA, 0% USDA. We have closing cost assistance programs, but let's be honest, not everyone can qualify for the closing cost assistance programs, mostly because of income limits. If you make too much money, there is no one out there to help you. That's the only way I can explain it. It's all based off of income. And by the government's definition today, you're not worth being helped if you make too much money. Is that an easy way to say it?
Yeah, that's an easy way to say it. And, I think the reason behind it is they're expecting those people that do make, triple the amount of some of these other people to save a little bit for that down payment. So I think that's their whole reasoning behind the income limits.
Definitely is. And we know how life can be, especially today. No one can save money, it feels like. So there is an option out there. Now, this isn't an option for everyone. It shouldn't be your first option. But if you come to us and you say, the only thing holding me back from living the American dream, getting in a home so you can turn that home into wealth, you're allowed to pull from your 401k. I said it. I can't believe I said it, but you are allowed to pull from your 401k. Many stipulations here, Anthony. Many stipulations. You probably need to talk to a financial advisor if this makes sense for you. You probably have to be a first-time home buyer to do it, but you can pull from your 401k. What do you think,
Yes,
Anthony?
you can. Yeah, so essentially, when you pull from the 401k, you can use those funds for down payment and closing. But most of the time, you're going to end up borrowing against your 401k, so that you take a no penalty. So talk to your financial advisor.
Yes.
But you definitely want to utilize that. You can't utilize it when you're dead. So why not utilize it while you're living? So especially if you're young.
It's definitely a better choice if you're younger, because you're going to have the time to make that up. Hypothetically, again, talk to your financial advisor. But you can borrow from your 401k. It's going to be pretty much a loan against yourself. The good news for a borrower, if you do that, one, that doesn't count against your debt to income ratio. So it's not going to affect your qualification for the home, and it doesn't go on your credit score and in your credit report. So it's not like it's on your credit debt, but there's definitely going to be a little bit of interest you got to pay. You may not be able to put back into your 401k until that loan is paid off. Every employer has different rules and regulations. You have to reach out to your specific 401k provider if you're looking to do this. And Tom, again, we're saying it's not the number one option, but the way housing prices continue to go up, to get in a home that home can turn into long-term value, it could make sense to some borrowers out there. And I think it's a widely unknown item that if you're sitting there with a 401k, you can potentially utilize that to purchase a home.
100%. I mean, this is an ultimate case-by-case basis. I mean, you really have to analyze how much you have in there, what you need to pull from it. What is your living situation looking like? I mean, you have to really put all the factors into play. People that are doing this are mostly younger and want to get into house, like you said, to build that equity. So I do think it is a viable option for those people. But again, it's not for everybody. You need to talk to us and see what the best option is so we can help guide you in that direction.
And that makes so much sense. Is when we are pre-approving a buyer, not only are we telling them how much they can qualify for, what their best program is, but we're trying to talk it through. How long do you plan on being in this house? Right? The biggest question I get these days, hey, should I pay points to lower my interest rate? And my question is, my first question always is, how long do you plan on being in this home? Because if you're going to say, hey, I'm going to be here for 2 years, then probably not worth it to pay to lower your interest rate, because you're not going to make it to the break-even point. There's always a break-even point. We can always show that to you if it makes sense or not. So there's a lot of different options, but we have to talk through that. We have to figure out, is this a forever home? Is this a starter home? Is this just a stepping stone? Whatever it may be, because not everyone's the same. And not every scenario is the same. And just because your neighbor or your best friend did something with their mortgage doesn't mean it's the best option for you.
No, 100% right. Yeah. I mean, I really think it's person to person, loan type, seeing what is proper for them to get it done. That is the ultimate way. We need to look at it, see what's going on, and figure out what needs done.
I mean, there are a lot of financial savvy folks in the world that understand a little bit, understand their finances, right? We keep hearing, oh my God, these commission changes are changing. We're going to have to increase purchase price to cover. There may not be a borrower that has any interest in raising their purchase price. They may be perfectly fine paying their cost out of pocket, because raising purchase price increases taxes, increases assessed value, increases a lot of things. Don't assume for your buyers. Just give them the options of what they can do and let the buyer decide on their own. If you start having preconceived notions of what that buyer wants, you're just going to shoot yourself in the foot, because you don't know. You have no idea what their scenario is. And if you say, hey, we're going to increase this purchase price, we're going to do this, they may say, why? I got it right here. Just like in COVID. Hey, the appraisal came $30,000 less than purchase price. You got to cover the difference, right? If you would have told me that before COVID, I'd say people were walking away from the deal. No one's going to do that. And guess what? Every day, folks picked up an appraisal gap during those COVID years to get into the house. So options are all we need to show buyers. Let them decide for themselves.
They're definitely smart enough. I mean, give them the option, let them decide for themselves. It sounds cliche, but everything we do, it's all in the numbers. I mean, it's a numbers game. We show them the numbers, give them the different options, and they ultimately decide what's going to be best for them with our direction.
It's that simple. It all starts with pre-approval, though. Give us a call, get the pre-approval done. Credit's good for 120 days. That's 4 months. Not a big deal. That's how you got to do business moving forward.
No. Yeah.
Any final words, Mr. LaPera?
Yeah. Definitely make sure you consult with your loan officer. And if you're an agent, a loan officer is going to be needed more than ever to work out these numbers to make sure everything is in line and works for your client whenever you guys are putting that offer in.
Yep. And more than likely, that offer is going to come out of nowhere. It's going to be on a weekend. It's going to be on an evening. It's going to be at a time that you need numbers quickly, and you need to count on a loan officer to give you that. Because if you're sitting around for 24 hours waiting for something, that house is probably gone in that time frame. So we're here for you. Appreciate you, boys. Tommy, go take care of TJ.
We'll do.
And do whatever you do with all your crazy kids. And I'm going to go pet my dog. I'll see you guys later.
So,
Later.
yes.